Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Obit Potato. This is Political Animals. This is an election simulation sort of game, and I would say it's very, very similar to two games in specific. One being Democracy 3, and the other being The Political Machine. It's published by Positech Games, the same guy that made the Democracy series. That's Klifsky. And I've played a little bit of it. I've done the tutorial. I played through half of the campaign after that, and I think I've got a rough understanding of exactly what I need to do. And so we're gonna go ahead and start our very own campaign. Okay, so this is the first thing, right? The art. Oh my god, this game looks gorgeous, and it's adorable. Look at all of these characters. Look at Piggy. Oh, look at Piggy. So yeah, first of all, we get to choose a character, and I think, you know, there's so many characters to choose from, and there's unlockables, which you get after getting certain achievements, which is really, really cool. I like the look of Hawk. I think we might go for, I think I actually do want to go for Piggy. Except we're gonna call him Piggy McPigface, because that's not how you spell Piggy. Piggy McPigface. Oh my god, my spelling. Okay, we can't actually spell that long. Alright, that's a problem. We'll call him Piggy McPig then, okay? Unfortunately, Piggy McPigface, just not meant to be. Anyway, yes, that's the name that we're gonna go for. Special ability is Settle, use funds to remove scandals. I like that indeed. Scandals we'll talk about a little bit later. And we get to choose all of these things. I am going to keep it with Settle. I really like that idea. But for traits, we'll talk a little bit about this. I think we'll go for Deep Pockets, because I think that raising funds at the moment in this game is pretty broken. So everybody has to have like a positive and a negative. And we want gift result, raise funds result. I mean, that would be pretty counterproductive, actually. Raise fund result minus fund result. I mean, that would make not very much sense. We'll do poor taste. Gifts I don't think are very important at the moment. Starting funds set at 150,000, that's fine. We can choose where we want to play, and we have countries that look very similar to the UK, Japan, America, and I do not know where this country is. I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Let's play in, I think, America. In America seems like the best place to be. Why not, eh? Okay. Everywhere is different things. Everywhere is different populations, and there are concerns which we will get to tamper with here. Okay, good. These are our platforms. Now, our platforms, this is kind of a confusing thing, and I don't really understand it, but these are the things that we have knowledge on. And we can choose from a bunch of anything, really. And as you can see, the states here light up if they are impacted by this platform. So for example, Texas and Florida basically care about public works, and also that collection of states over there, they care about public works. I guess we'll do religion, and we'll like know 6 about religion, and health we'll know 1 about. I mean, I think that gives us a good spread. Oh, I quite like education, though, the bottom 3 states. No, I think we'll go with religion and health, and I'm going to put all of my points into a religion. So when I give speeches about religion, or I campaign on religion, whatever, I get more out of it, which is really, really nice. Let's do that. Okay, and now we get to select our staff members. And the cool thing is that we can have multiple types of staff. We can have, if we really wanted to, we could have 3 types of reporters, which do a bunch of different stuff. And we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I am going to choose settle scandals. I don't really care about settle scandaling. Move 1 additional district. You raise funds more. Raising funds is kind of important. Like, raising funds are super, super, super important. So I'm gonna take you I'm going to take 2 rabbits, okay? Rabbitonio and Rabbitonia. Creative names, I know. And we'll also take an activist, I think, for rally results. And you've got good campaign results, though. We'll talk about all of this as we progress, though. I think we do want the activist. Yeah. So this is going to be the total amount of money that we need to spend per day on our team of people. It shouldn't be too expensive. I am very, very happy with it. All right, let's choose unpredictable. Let's choose unpredictable. All right, why not? And this is going to be the enemy's team. He's got an agent, 2 activists, fine. He's got deep pockets and Wolf. Okay, so basically he loses 5% of the funds, raise funds results. That's fine. And there's 3 difficulty options, so we're going to go with moderate. Campaign length is defaultly set on 35 days. I think we'll probably go for something like... 30, yeah, and cover it over 2 episodes. I think we'll manage to do all 30 days in this episode, but you never know. Starting funds, we can put pretty much anywhere, but I think we're going to stick with 150,000. I do think that the funds are slightly imbalanced in this game. I do think that it needs to be tweaked so that it costs less to do stuff, because at the moment you spend like 90% of your time just raising money. And that's a problem that we'll talk about as we head onwards. Okay, so... we start out in this state. We could have chosen a different headquarters, but this headquarters is fine enough, I suppose. I wasn't really paying attention. I must confess to that point. Okay, the animals that they all make. It sounds kind of like a fire alarm, doesn't it? You keep on clicking them. That definitely sounds like a fire alarm to me. Anyway, yes. Okay, so everybody gets to move once per turn. Except I think these guys gets to move additionally per turn. Yeah, you can move selected staff to adjacent district, and then you can move once again. Let's look at our event first. We sometimes get events that pop up and dictate what we're going to do. My boss wants you to have this. A goon of one of the wealthy patrons of the district says as he hands you a bag full of gold. Thank you for your generous donation to the cause. So... if we accepted this, we would get 30,000 buckaroos, which... it's not the official term for the currency. But it would add us a scandal. However, if we wanted to tell them to shove it up their ass, then, you know, we would get a bunch of reputation. But reputation doesn't really matter since we're already full in this district. Don't ask me why. Well, ask me why. It's because it's our campaign HQ. We don't really need this, and I know there is a chance that a scandal might come back to bite us in the ass. Scandal is kind of like a scandal is kind of yeah, as you can see, like it's a ticking time bomb, and there's a chance that it's discovered each and every turn. However, 30,000 bucks is actually really, really good. If the scandal is ever triggered, then we are going to be in a little bit of pain. But I'm not actually that worried. Okay, so let's go and have a little look at the map modes. Okay, campaign effects. So in each state, I should probably explain this first. In each state, there is a bunch of different people. Okay, you've got the wealthy patrons, you've got the influential patrons, and you've got the popular patrons. Okay, so the influential patrons determine how expensive in terms of logistics points, which is what you spend to actually do actions. So in our home state, everything is really, really great, and everything is super, super cheap to do. However, if we were to move into another state, it would likely be more expensive, given that we're less popular, right? So logistics cost is -2 here, whereas it's +1 in this state, okay? That's pretty simple. The next one is the popular patrons. And the popular patrons impact how popular your campaigns are. So you're like, well, not speeches, because that's completely different. But your campaigns, basically, whenever you conduct a campaign, you can select how much you want to spend on it, and therefore it gives you a bunch of reputation ranging from these numbers. I'm presuming it's random. I don't think it's dependent on anything. As you can see, our reputation is already maxed out. So pretty much nothing to do there. And it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Okay, good. So what's our campaign strategy? Well, our campaign strategy is, first of all, to identify wealthy districts that we are influential with the wealthy patrons. So I'm liking this district down here. We're quite popular with these guys, and therefore we get quite a lot of money. So if I could give them a gift. That's this option. Increase relationship with a district patron. So I think we'll get you to do this first, right? You'll come over here, and we will give you a gift. We are probably going to concentrate on just this one guy. We don't need to spend shit tons of money. Just a relationship increased by 26 would be fantastic. Thanks. It's going to cost us 11,000 bucks. Absolute bargain if you ask me. Trust me, it's a bargain. Candidate, we're going to get you, Piggy McPigface. Well, actually, you're just Piggy McPig, but whatever. And I'm also going to get you to do a gift as well. I think doing gifts at the start of the game is probably the best way to go about doing things. It's going to cost us 20,000 bucks to get an increase of 34 relationship, but therefore it's going to make all of our actions a bunch cheaper than they otherwise would have been. All right. Yeah, so this is the district overview. We'll end up talking about this as we go on. But basically, we're ripening the ground in this state for a much easier time to do all the good stuff that we need. Let's head over here, and we can't do a campaign, but we can raise funds, and raise funds we will do because it's actually really important that we get money, especially since we've invested in the wealthy patrons, and also we've taken a bunch of abilities that really help us raise funds. So we get 11,000 bucks out of that. That's not too shabby if you ask me. Torticlio, whatever your name is, you can come here, but unfortunately you don't have anything to do. Everybody gets a special action, by the way, just like this one that I was hovering over. The special action of this guy is to hop a state. It's like a green arrow you might have seen, and then this guy's is settle, which we decided in the main menu. But unfortunately, we don't have any logistics points left to increase our reputation, unfortunately. But I think we might actually do that next turn. Anyway, let's end the turn. Let's see what my opponent does. It skips through rather quickly. He is also giving gifts to a bunch of people. He's making inroads to making sure that that he gets elected, which is obviously something that you've got to do. The ticking time bomb hasn't gone off yet. Now, the interesting thing is that at the start of our turn, we can choose if we want to pay our staff or not. Now, if you decide not to pay your staff, the only thing that they can do is raise funds, right? They can still move around from state to state, but only one state, as that's the limitation. Except for the couriers who have the extra ability. We're going to choose to pay these guys this turn. Absolutely sounds like a good deal to me. Crocky made a deal in the port. Okay, that's cool. We don't know what the deal is. And then we can have a little look and see exactly what the enemy did over the course of the last turn. And yep, he's pretty much making gifts to everybody as well. Which is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Candidates... What do you want to do? I think we might spend a little bit of time on a gift here. An increase in 26 relationship points would be enough. No, 36. Yeah, 36. That's fine. That should be more than enough to get us to 100. That's -2 logistics points, and it should remain there for quite a while. And as you can see, it's super cheap for us to do a bunch of stuff. So let's do a campaign. Let's do a campaign. And the reason that I like doing campaigns is that it makes you popular, which is fantastic. This isn't a very populous state, actually. You can actually have a look at population overview. We start in one of the most populated ones, which is quite nice. The two central ones are going to be really important. If we can control the two central ones and then all of these ones down our side, I don't think that we should have any problem winning the election. We're going to need to make sure that we control those. So we're going to dispatch people over there. I don't know how to get back to the main map without going through the districts overview. Yeah. Weird. Each district has its bonus, which we already talked about earlier, but hey-ho. Did I talk about it earlier? Well, yeah, let's talk about it now. So each state has, like, a district bonus, and that basically stacks with your other bonuses. So rally result increases and something to do with education, apparently. So if you talk about education, it gives you a boost. It's just stuff like that. Yeah, 30% chance for opponent's scandal to be discovered. That's cool. That's a good boost. Minus 20% chance for scandal to be discovered. I like the boost that we've got in our own city. So we could create a scandal in our own city if we really wanted to for our opponent. Or there's some like special abilities that allow you to do that. Anyway, let's stop talking and actually start doing would get us 5,000 reputation. What about if we did the people power thing? That would get us a lot, but it would cost us 4 logistics, and 4 logistics is quite a lot. And the popular patron is not somebody who we've actually given money to yet, so let's give the popular patron a bunch of money, make them a bunch happier with us, and then we campaign, and now we get 9,000 rather than 5,000. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple concept, but difficult to really strategize. We're now influential at the farm. Grand, 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 grand indeed. I think I'm going to do a little bit of fundraising. Unfortunately, there is a limited number of funds in every state, so we're going to have to be very, very careful about not drying up the hole, so to speak. Maybe I could give some gifts around here. I'll give you some gifts. Yeah, so the influence patron, this is the logistics one. It makes stuff more or less expensive. If we start with this guy, then we can start impacting the other guys as well. There we go. That's good stuff. That is good stuff indeed. All right, next turn, day 2. Yeah, it's pretty much the season of giving and fundraising. That's pretty much what the first couple of turns I think should be. Yep, let's pay our staff. It's not a big deal. Oh, there's an event. Let's do it. A disaster. Someone has come out spreading rumors that he is your child out of wedlock, and the media is eagerly eating up the news. How do you respond? Make him disappear. Pay him to stop spreading the rumors? Ignore him? I'm gonna ignore him. Your silence has made the animals of the district wonder about John Doe's true lineage. As a side effect, they've also been prying into your past. This isn't a big deal, right? This is not a big deal, because we can remove all of our scandals in the district for 15,000 bucks. That is why this power is super, super good. Easy peasy. Here's some money, now shut up. That's how we roll. We cover up our shit well. We do it good. We do it good. It wasn't even particularly difficult to do. Alright, let's give some gifts. I think you only need a little bit more. You need 25 relationships, so let's max that out. There we go. 10,000 bucks. That's fine. And now you can start giving to the other patrons. So how is fundraising in this state? It's not great. It's not great. What are the available funds? 17,000 here? I don't know if the funds scale with how... I guess they don't? How can I tell how many funds there actually are in a state? I would love to know that. I don't think I can find that out on a map. We can look here, though. 23,000 in the farm. 64,000 at our campaign. I guess it must scale with your... I guess it must scale with how popular you are with the wealthy patrons. That's fine. I mean, that works for me. And we are going to be giving heavily, heavily, heavily to these guys anyway. An increase of 47. Ooh, that's good stuff. Wow, holy shit. We're now actually pretty darn popular over there. And I'm also just thinking about getting you to do a campaign speech. Like, it doesn't seem to be a bad idea. Although I'd rather not spend 9 grand on it. Let's use your special ability and get an occupation. So, guaranteed to give us basically 8,000 more support, more reputation, should I say. And as you can see, since we've done such a damned good job of controlling the state, we've got over 50% of the voters, which means that we now have a blue boundary around here. Now, if we get over 80%, then I think it goes like this, the dotted white line. So we're going to keep you over here. And the thing to bear in mind is that over time, your support will decay. So you need to make sure that you have to keep on coming back to the state and making sure that they are topped up with a good amount of happiness. 'Tis the season to be given. 'Tis the season to be given, that's for sure. Keep on giving. You ain't gonna win, Mr. whatever your name is. Mr. Crocky. That was a pig noise right there, in case you couldn't tell. Let's get you to do another occupy thingy, my bobber. There we go. Keep on going. And I think next turn we should have over 80% when we convert the last few people to our cause. All right, let's keep on gifting. We are running slightly low on cash, so let's perhaps give to you first. I mean, again, it's just about prepping the groundworks, right? It's just about making sure that when the candidate does eventually come to this state, there is going to be a lot of support and infrastructure available to him. For example, I think we're going to get the candidate to come across here right now and actually do a speech. Because we've sent the two couriers ahead, so that's great. We're going to talk about select concern. We have not got many concerns that, yeah, we don't have a platform to stand on when it really comes to talking about concerns. So I guess we'll talk about this because it's more important. We could impact it, I think. We could, yeah, to increase the concern. So we could rally to increase the concern of, for example, whatever the hell is this is public works. Let's do that. Let's do that. Plus 11. Right? Let's make this a big deal. Let's make my opponent's issue not a big deal, because when my opponent speaks on the subject of education, he is going to do better than I am. So let's talk about the other stuff. Let's raise the importance of the non-education agenda. The public works agenda, so to speak. Alright, my opponent's doing alright. I'm doing alright. Things are in a good place. Now, this is the problem that is everlasting. Oh, Crocky is caught in a scandal. Oh, what a shame. So in the bank, I think that is. Oh no, that's the police station. In the police station, he was caught, and people fucking hate him now. Well, they don't hate him, but he's less popular, so to speak. The best and the brightest. Your campaign manager says the local public school is asking if we can donate some money to sponsor some of their brighter students for a trip outside the island. This would boost our popularity and show that we value education. Sure. Although I don't really want education to be talked about. But I do like popularity. Yeah. I do like popularity. I love me some popularity, that's for sure. Alright, let's collect some cash. Let us collect some cash. We're gonna get 18 grand. Whoa, fuck me. We pretty much drained that state dry. Holy cow. Let's head up here and let's start gifting away. Probably want to give money to this guy first, because we're gonna need money pronto stylio. And let's do another occupation style thingy over here. Yep. There we go. It's now solidified as a state. As our state, should I say. And the reason that this is a good thing is that it makes it much more difficult for my opponent to campaign in here. It makes it more expensive for him. It costs him more logistics points. So it's going to be very, very difficult to capture the captured states, if you like. Or districts. I mean, they're called districts, but they're, you know, states mostly. So that's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. Looks like my opponent's doing a pretty darn good job of taking over a bunch of land. It's not a particularly big deal. Piggy McPig is in the lead with 248,591 votes on day 5. Full of supportive patrons in his district, send gifts to the patrons to make sure they convince. Yeah, of course I will. With my logistics ability, put me in a district where you have a lot of workers. I work well with activists. I mean, yeah, but we don't have that staff, Manny, so it doesn't really matter. Are we gonna pay our staff today? Rabitonito, we're not gonna pay you. There's no reason to, because we'll talk about this in a little bit. And we'll also not pay you. We are gonna pay you, but not the other two. Alright, great. The reason that we don't need to pay these guys is because these guys can still perform the raise fund action, which is kind of a little bit broken, if you ask me, but hey-ho. They can still perform the raise fund action, which, let's be honest, is one of the only actions that I care about. And you can still perform it. You'll get 21 grand in cash from just 2 states. That's fucking insane. Let's have a little look at the event. It looks like you're down on your luck, says the shark. I'll lend you 30,000. Take it or leave it. I'm sorry, but you can keep that money for now. You can keep it. The lone shark grins at you. You may need my help sooner or later. Everyone does. Oh, what a fucking jerk face. I'm gonna focus on moving my activist to this state because we really want to make sure that we just capture these 2 states. So something that is gonna be really difficult for my opponent to actually break. So let's have a look. Can we gift to our public speech dude? We can indeed. That would only increase our relationship by a bit, though. It's gonna cost us 20 grand to do that. What if Piggy McPigface did it? Yeah, that would increase it by more. So let's get you to give the gift of 25 happiness. Or 26 happiness, even. There we go. Now we get a 75% boost for speaking. I think we'll open... In fact, there's no reason to, right? Because the speaking in public thing, it only gives us 13,000, whereas our campaign speech would give us a lot more. Again, though, we want to raise the profile of public works, so... It's really annoying that education had to get that boost here. I guess we'll talk about education, right? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a little bit annoying that my opponent is also going to get a bonus when he speaks in this state, but I guess it can't be helped. Ladies and gents, we're going to end the episode up here. My name, of course, has been ObitPotato. This has been Political Animals. We, of course, have been playing as Piggy McPigface, or Piggy McPig, as the name box told me to shorten it to. I'm interested. I'm going to come back. I'm going to play some more. Hopefully you'll join me next time. As for now, and for me, goodbye.